What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. Yes, we are back again for another round of SRL APAC for Season 3, I still believe it is. We're here for round 10 here at the British Grand Prix. Here's a reminder of the championship standings on your screen right now. So it's a 27-point lead between Ryan and Jared. We're way down in P13. Force India still lead the way in Constructors. Red Bull way down in P6. Yeah, things are going pretty swimmingly at the moment, as you can see. Oh yeah, Crush coming out of the pits.
Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good to start off with at the moment here around Silverstone anyway. So, yeah, look, to be honest, I think that it was probably a long while. When I first got into the lobby, I think it's probably the first time in a long while that I actually used my pedals for a little bit. Probably I didn't really practice too much for this round anyway from memory, but anyway, it is what it is now. Can't really change it. So anyway, I decided to continue on for the lap just to see what pace-wise we could do. Although, yes, albeit it's going to be a little bit off the pace considering the damage to the front wing, but we do set a 1 minute 30.604. It goes up to P7 obviously, and well, you can just see there it was just struggling through turn 1. Alan Hugo obviously just went to the top as well. But yeah, dropping back to 6th gear, not ideal, especially with a damaged front wing and running very wide coming through. That was Brooklyn's there, but we're actually still gaining on Delta time, but it's pretty much gone out the window now as we run wide out at Luffield, so it's pretty much ruined that lap. But yeah, anyway, I just decided to just get out of everybody's road there. You could say it was a little bit spectacular the way I got off the racing line, but anyway, it was just what it was, and actually get next lap time validated, and I spin the car. So and they're continuing to spin the car in the infield. So yeah, I mean, just staying out of everybody's road here. You can see probably just got a few other guys go through. You can probably on the mini map. I'm just keeping a good eye on where everybody is on the track anyway. So but anyway, we are going to dive in and ignore the fact that I just sped into the pit lane. It is so hard to actually decipher where to brake going into the pits, because basically you go from quite a huge speed into 60k an hour, I think it is for us. I'm not sure what it is for mile per hour people, but anyway, getting on another set of soft tyres. As you can see, there's the current standings at the moment. There's a few guys that haven't set lap times yet, but still early days at the moment. There's actually my teammate getting ahead of Master Berserk, and we're just falling in behind here. You can see just taking it a little bit cautiously second time around compared to the first time. So very cautious compared to first time out of the pits anyway. But anyway, we're running very, very wide through turn 1. Not really sure what on earth happened there. Going into this one, I wasn't really sure about this one track anyway. As you can see now, to validate my lap time was probably about, what, 1.1 seconds quicker, which didn't really help my course. I was going to get set to do another lap, but unfortunately I cut the corner at Vale, which pretty much invalidates the next lap time as well. So yeah, things are looking really good at the moment here around Silverstone. There's actually New Zealand Ryan now goes to the top, so I decided to let him go, obviously, because he's obviously still on the fly. I don't know whether he actually backed off on that lap after that lap or not, or whether he continued on. But yeah, anyway, like I mentioned, I wasn't really sure about the setup for this one. I was just chucked a random one in. Thought maybe something similar to what last season achieved, but going by early pace, it was not going to be a great weekend anyway. Probably one I have to chuck aside anyway. Excuse me. Just get on with try and get a decent result and just get on to the next one. But going on to another set of soft tyres. Pretty much here the tyre compounds are softs, mediums and blue wall hard tyres, but you pretty much try and avoid the hard tyres around here unless you really have to. But so pretty much it's all guns blazing pretty much for for everybody here. So I think majority will be going on the soft tyres, and if obviously the guys who qualify outside the 10 will probably go to the medium tyres. But anyway, this is going to stay on board for this lap. So heading into turn 1, taking as wide angle as much as I can. Nearly ran a little bit too wide there, but nice and cautious through here. We're all the way back to second gear, obviously. Now getting up into third gear now through turn 4. Making sure don't lose the back end a lot, because it is quite easy to lose the back end around here. There's a nice little slipstream there from, I couldn't tell which one of them. It might have been a Renault. I can't really sure. Wasn't sure it's either Chimchar or Pomps to the win. But anyway, you can see the delta time. We're well and truly way above our best time at the moment. But we are way down the field again in P18. And obviously from the previous week around Austria, where I qualified my worst ever in P19. It's not looking too great at the moment, but we can make time up through Maggots and Beckett's, but get on the grass a little bit too much, and that's pretty much the lap ruined. So again, I was maybe not as frustrated as what I was last week, but I was still angry at myself that I made that error. As you can see, just again letting all the fast guys through on hot laps, and yeah, come back into the pits, and yeah, it's pretty much the qualifying session done and dusted. So we'll be starting way at the back of the grid again. There's that's a weird sounding engine noise from Neon Trino as Penske going a bit wide and going to go into the wall, coming through a Stowe there. So not looking great for Penske, as Neon actually gets disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. So that'll put him down to the back of the grid, as that's actually V-Fans keeping well and truly off the road there. They're making sure he doesn't get in anyone's road on the hot lap, especially Tim Amatic, as you can see, who's on a flyer at the moment. And there's actually Ryan that sets the new fastest qualifying time. We'll see that in a second as we get a nice lot of XP there. So not looking in the greatest grid positions as well, but as you can see here, we are basically still waiting around for sort of Laggy to sort of basically we're waiting on Laggy. You can see everybody is pretty much ticked up, ready to go. So pretty much the only person we're waiting on is Laggy. You see the cars going down in the background at the moment. Yeah, still nothing going on here. We're still waiting on Laggy. We did warn in the Twitter chat that something was going wrong, but yeah, at this point, I think this music is pretty suitable for this moment. So now finally Laggy has now left the session, unfortunately, the way it panned out. But yeah, sorry Laggy if you're watching this video back and you heard the music. But in the end, like I mentioned, Ryan does get pole with a 125.786. My teammate obviously still is Death Bro, he's in P9, but P18 again, not the greatest of qualifyings at all. It's not looking great these last two races anyway, but let's just see what we can salvage from the race. So here we are. Laggy's now rejoined. So I did actually send him an invite to rejoin the lobby. But you can see here, it's a pretty simple one-stop strategy. Like I said, you don't need the hard tyres at all for this one. So it's pretty much soft tyres to medium tyres. But it's going to be a long drive anyway from the back of the grid.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears. So go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them, and on the tyres as well, please.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. We'll do the best I can, but yes, you see we're off on the formation lap here, as you'll be able to see where the hell is Chimchar going there. I have absolutely no idea. But sort of taking it cautiously here, not trying to, well, I was not trying to burn up the soft tyres, but apparently I did then, so it's now Chimchar gets disqualified, and pretty much the only one that was get disqualified. I don't know what was going on with TPR Edge there, so in the end I just decided to pass him and just continue on as normal. But here we are, getting ready to set up for the grid here. But what's weird is here that it actually angles me a little bit off the centre here, and I think it does for others as well. Maybe it's just on the right-hand side, but anyway, it's going to be definitely a weird angle, but we can stay out of carnage for sure if there is any on lap 1. So here we go. We're all set for round number 10 here at SRL. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Silverstone. It's a fairly decent-ish start. You can see Penske already making move on Poms to the win there, up the inside of both cars. There's Haas on spin, having a spin, sorry, that looked like Prez. Leon's made a great start. He's already gained a couple of spots here, but now looking at the inside here on Poms. Going to go try and hang it around the outside here. He's got another car on the inside. That's actually TPR Edge and the Mercedes here, but trying to get a good run here. And actually both TPR Edge pushes Poms wide. That's an easy couple of spots there. So there you go, up into P15 we go. Now trying to chase back up to this group in front here, as it looks like, who's that battling away? Is that still Chimchar? I'm not really too sure. I think it might be. I can't really tell with this preview screen, so forgive me. But coming through Maggotts and Beckett's, and again, as we get our first corner cut warning here.
There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
There was yellow flags as well. I think a couple of cars have gone off. We might have to get a replay of that one. We were catching up to Neon, but I mean, I don't know what it is with me lately. Obviously, the last round of AOR in Austria, obviously I had the rear wing stuck open. Now I have an absolute DRS fault. So I just have no luck at all with the DRS at the moment. Yes, albeit that the DRS does not come online until lap 3, but I was hoping that they would fix it in time before lap 3 anyway. So anyway, we're still on to lap 2 now. I think a couple of guys are coming to the pits. We actually get a corner cut warning now. It was probably a little bit too early into that corner there, but you can see I'm running very wide there, and actually Poms pretty much follows me along that line here, and unfortunately Laggy, it's not going too well at all for him. Don't think he can really rejoin the car, but you saw on lap 1 Neon ran wide onto the grass, but it was a much better run there than on lap 2, but sort of running a little bit wide through Estosa. Yellow flag, and that's ECR Ricardo off to the right. He's out of the race. I think the tyre barrier is now glitched where he crashed, so a bit of a shame for ECR Ricardo. Probably showing a bit of pace. There's someone that's going well and truly wide again. I think that's Chimchar actually in front there, so he's literally using every single bit of track space he can find, but Neon running very wide, and I nearly follow Neon there off the road, albeit he's obviously got all 4 wheels off the grass and into the grass, and now I'm under attack from Poms up the inside here. There you go, there goes Poms up into P12, and now Prez BC is going to try and get this move done as well. Going very deep there into Vale, and trying to hang on around these final couple of corners to make sure he didn't quite get past me, but pretty much had to cover him going down into turn 1 here. A little about it, but Prez breaks very deep and manages to just get away with it here. But you're probably sort of wondering as well, I forgot to mention at the start, probably wondering why on earth I went for the soft tyres compared to the mediums. I mean, it was trying something different completely anyway, so theoretically I probably would have maybe tried the mediums, but anyway, we're trying this one out. If it works, I'll probably use it for AOR for Britain as well. So but now we're still pretty much on our own here. We're sort of chasing after these guys in front. You see Prez is really starting to close in here on Poms. We've got pretty much a bird's eye view of this one. It's looking like they're getting a lot closer than you think, but now going on to lap 5, I should say. These two are still battling away here in front here. Nothing between these two at the moment. Was probably struggling a little bit going through turn 1. I had to obviously go back down to 6th gear there, which probably not ideal, but it is what it is. I probably got the setup wrong big time there, but at the moment it's showing fairly decent pace with still hanging on to the back. We're actually starting to
The
gain.
gap to the car behind is 2.1 seconds.
That's obviously the gap behind to TPR8, so we've got quite a bit of a gap actually to him. But these two are with these two battling in front, he's allowing me to close up to these guys. So now onto the old pit straight. It was. Let's see if we can try and get a much better run here. Poms and Prez both run a little bit wide. If we can keep it fairly simple through Maggots and Beckett's. Oh, Prez trying a really, what's the word? Trying a move around the outside at Maggots and Beckett's. That's not ideal, but again, this is not helping me with the DRS still at fault, but pretty much only got slipstream here, and I thought about going up the inside, but not really risking it at this stage. But Prez got by Poms. We're getting on the grass a little bit there, coming onto the, just before the exit curve there, coming into turn 16. But again, these guys are still battling away here. They're still battling for like 12th and 13th in the race, mind you, as Poms has a little look up the inside. They're going to go side by side. But no, Poms backs out of it. Prez is still hanging on for the moment. Again, like I mentioned, this battling is allowing me to keep in touch with these guys. Prez running a bit wide around turn 3. But again, we're still without DRS, it's still offline. So Poms and Prez going to go side by side here now. He's trying to hang on to the slipstream here pretty much with these guys. But now Prez has got the more inside line here. Poms had the original line through turn 6, but it changed obviously with Prez up into turn 7 at Luffield. But anyway, continuing on now in the old back straight here. Poms having a look at the inside here of Stowe. It's not really, well, you can do it if you're really game enough, but yeah, just Poms probably playing it a little bit cautiously through here, but running a bit too wide there and actually get a first 3-second time penalty of the race. So not ideal, no, actually lose a bit of ground there to the guys in front. So as now my teammates already in on lap 8 this is, so fairly early-ish stop you could say, but that was his call anyway. He was obviously, that's obviously, sorry, lap 6 I should say, the lap 7. That's a weird person coming into this lobby. I don't know why people just come randomly into the lobby when this is a league race. He's a replay on board with Tim Atmatic. Of course, he was reserving for this weekend as well. Obviously, he last reserved in France to get a bit of match fitness underneath him, and same can be in France, and obviously doing the same thing here in Britain as a replay on board. Look at the start that Ryan got compared to Jared, and Jared had pretty much nothing. He still kept ahead of Ben behind, obviously, but anyway, continuing on, this is through Maggots and Beckett's here, and Jared getting a little bit sideways coming through the end of Maggots and Beckett's through Chapel as well. This is on to lap 2 ahead. You can see Ryan. Oh, Ryan has a little bit of a snap of oversteer there. I think if you watch Ben's video of it, you'll probably see what actually happened with Ryan. So I think he took probably a little bit too much curb through turn 2, but you can see now he's under a bit of attack here from Jared. Is he going to have a look here at the inside? No, we can't really do anything about that there, so just play it nice and simple for now. And he's just going to settle comfortably into P2 behind Ryan, obviously, and those guys are battling away for the championship at the current moment. But he's a replay on board with Derek here, who I think was one of the ones that was actually caught up in whatever the incident was around Chapel. So he's behind. These guys obviously was a Fens in front. He got H.O. behind. These guys are battling away. H.O. didn't have the greatest of runs through there. He runs very wide into the grass, and there. Wow.
Okay, box.
How Derek here got away with not DNFing out of that race, I have literally no idea. That was a replay on board with Master Berserker. Actually got a ripper start. Beat the couple of guys, but it all goes pear-shaped into turn 1 because he got tagged by possibly Exodona. I can't. We'll have a look here on board with Penske, but you can see gets one Renault, gets the other Renault on the left, and obviously Penske gets both of them as well. But yeah, I think it was actually Exodona. I think, I don't know, it looked like Warden maybe gone into the back of Pres BC. I don't know, but you see Penske still battling away here with Chimchar. There's a little bit of contact there, but not sure exactly how that ended up. But you see Neon here obviously starting from the back of the grid. He's sort of playing the patience game here, seeing what goes on through here. As you can see all this carnage going on here. Maybe somehow didn't get an illegal overtakes from all of that, but you can already see he's up in the P19 or P20. It's 20 cars. I thought it was maybe it's 19. I could be wrong, but we're going to have a ride on board here with ECR Ricardo. So you see, Warden running very wide through at the end of Maggots and Chapel. And now obviously Penske. And now obviously Ricardo's now got a DRS failure as well. So you see Chimchar's right behind him, and he's given an attack and put him straight into the wall. Maybe desync again because the proximity area looked a little bit white there. As let's see here, yeah, I'd probably say desync for that one. I think Chimchar was probably slowing down to let ECR Ricardo through. This was lap 5. Fens and Warden are pretty much going at it for this whole race. These guys were going right at it again in back at Austria, I think it was. But again, both having a little bit of a shove, and somehow I think Warden got away with that one and regained the spot out of it. So anyway, back to us. We're now starting to chase after Poms. Is now the bloke who joined. Centurial Ballet is now left the session, but Prez has pulled away actually from Poms, but they're going to have a little look on the inside here in the Stone. Not really working out here. And also just obviously still playing the patient game here. I mean, yes, it probably is all in vain because obviously Poms is going longer and I'm going shorter. So all strategies to play out in this race anyway. So there's obviously, I think, a couple of guys in the lane. I think look like obviously Fence in the lane. H, I think, was also in the lane as well. So we get another corner cut warning there. You saw coming through turn 1. But now you can see Ben. Oh, that was a little bit of contact there with Jared in through left field. And obviously he's still got he's got Alan Hugo, I should say, right behind him. Probably going to have a look here up the inside of the Stone. No, not doing plays it safe there, I think, for Alan Hugo. But he does lose a lot of ground there. That's what happens when you try and look for a move up at Cops, and you literally lose all your momentum. But he does gain it back a little bit through Maggots and Beckett's. As you can see, Jared was a little bit wide there, but you can just see the slipstreaming between these guys is just phenomenal. Oh, that looked a little bit close there as well. There's just nothing between these top 4, and actually Ryan dives into the pits pretty early, so that allowed Jared to have a little bit of fresh air to allow him to push. But back we go to this battle again with Poms. We're still trying to slowly close him in here. Have a much better run than he does through Maggots and Beckett's, and obviously Chapel. Now we're all over the rear end of him here. We'll probably literally go for a dive up the inside here into Stowe. Stowe, that is right. But running a little bit too deep there, I should say. And Poms tries to get me back here, trying to go around the outside, which will turn to the inside, obviously, for the next corner. And he does get it done, so fair play to Poms. Definitely a worthy battle, as I think a couple of... actually, Prez actually came into the pits, and Ryan has also come in as well. So we're now gaining a couple of spots on in this race anyway. So this is a little bit further up the road. I think this is between as a battle for position 6. I think it is as a P6 or P8. It might be P8. I'm not sure. There's a Penske and Neon. There's Neon dives it up the inside, pretty similar to what I did there. As Penske goes right around the outside through here. He's going to pretty much do the same thing that Poms did, and somehow manages to do it as well. So as now Neon's now actually got the crisscross here, and he gets it up the inside there. Nice move. Now Penske will probably come back into turn 1. No, he just plays it safe for now. So whether he goes for a move up into turn 3, There's a little look. Leaves the door ajar, there's Neon. That's no can do, and I think Penske maybe tried for the crisscross there, but not really doing much at all. But he will have the added bonus of DRS, whereas Neon doesn't. So should be a fairly simple move up into Brooklands, and there you go up the inside. Does Neon fight back here? May try and go around the outside here, but as long as Penske sort of blocks him off here from getting the drive out of the corner, he may get away with it. They're literally going at hammer and tong, these two. Now coming into Stowe, not Stowe, Cops, I should say. It's never going to work, but somehow Penske gets away with that one. But
okay, clear.
There's a lap 9. There's a yellow flag actually at turn 3, and you'll be able to see why in a second. So obviously, I mentioned Ryan had obviously come in through his pit stop. He's one and only pit stop. So he's come out of the pits here as a proximity arrow, and there's a contact. That's Ryan being turned around by TPR Edge. Thankfully, Edge does the right thing and lets him go through, back through there. But wow, that is really going to hurt Ryan, especially because he was pretty much the effective leader of this race. So I think it's just going to give the lead probably to DRC Jarrett. But continuing on back with this battle with Poms, it's not letting up for sure anyway, but it probably won't be too far away either before I actually come in for the soft tyres. Try to get a run out of Maggins and Beckers. Wasn't the greatest of runs, but with the help of the slipstream here, we should possibly have a look out the inside in the Stowe. Literally go as low as we can with the gears, but doesn't really work out at all. But Poms hangs on for now. A little look at Vale, but he has a bit of a brake block up, but now let's see what we can do here onto lap 10. There's a few other guys in the lane. Penske's in.
Give us the best in lap you can.
I think someone else, and that's DRC Jarrett actually. I thought about it going into turn 1. Obviously, Poms runs it very deep there to make sure I don't get the move. But now I'm just going to play it cautiously through here. If we get the drive out of turn 3, we might be in for a shot. Look fairly clean out of there. And now we've got the bonus of DRS as well. So get some good slipstream here. We should have a look here up into turn 4. Not turn 4, sorry, turn 6 of Brooklands. And now we're trying to go around the long way here. We're going to see if we can get the crisscross here. Yeah, it's close. Literally nothing between us at the moment. But maybe just got a little bit more drive out of the corner. I probably may have got it done easily before Stowe, but no, Stowe, Cops. I keep getting them mixed up. Call me out later for getting the corner names wrong, but we get the move done on Poms. Up into P7 we go, but I don't think Poms is quite done with us yet. So as long as he gets a good run out of here, which sort of the proximity arrow doesn't really give much away. Oh, he sort of disappears away a little bit there, so we just hang on for now, and I think there's probably a few other guys coming into the pits. So Poms probably getting a little bit closer there, but I think we've possibly finally got this move done. Now we can start to pull away as obviously the other guys are coming in. Chimchar's in, Alan Hugo's in, I think Tiamat Mardik's in. So that'll lead us up into P4 there. So trying to go as long as we can here on these tyres to make sure we might have a little bit fresher grip towards the end. Obviously you saw Ryan set the fastest lap of the race, but this is back a couple of laps ago as Jarrett actually dives into the pits. I think what Ben said in his video is he sort of fished him into the pits there to try and make him go into the pits one lap early. So now Ben obviously responded to the lap later, as well as Alan Hugo and obviously Chimchar. Be a nice stop here from the Sauber boys, I would think. Onto the medium tyres, pretty even, and Alan Hugo sits pretty much behind here, and there goes DRC Jarrett. So he'll effectively take the race lead as Alan Hugo's up in the P3. So obviously, like I mentioned, that spin really did cost Ryan a heap of time, and he's back down in effectively P4 once everybody else comes in. That's quarter cut number 5, I think, through Maggins and Beckers, but not the greatest of exits out of there, out of Chapel. We're now just trying to get out of Poms' slipstream here, because I know he's going to have a look here. Going to make him go around the long way here. Trying everything we can to keep that position in front, but I decided to bail out of it quickly and just come into the pits to we'll get away from it a little bit there. So I think we're pretty much on our own here into the pit stop. So we will drop back down a little bit, board a little bit, but we will probably gain a little bit once a few other guys have come into the pits. But we'll rejoin, and I nearly did what I did in qualifying, but I wasn't doing that again, as we now come out in position 16. So we're behind HO, ahead of Derek Kidd, who's on the hard tyre. So obviously got that damage with HO on lap 1. Somehow, I don't know how he got away with this. Here comes Jared up the inside of Poms. Obviously Poms and is going the long run here. Probably the same could be said for Master Berserk. So race leader's got to deal with effective race leader, I should say. Got to deal with a little bit of traffic here, and Master Berserk doesn't really put up much of a fight there. So pretty simple move there for him. But back a bit further, Ben is battling away with Alan Hugo. It was a very big dive bomb there, and obviously Ben didn't really like that one, I don't think. So sort of gave him one back there, and actually gets an illegal overtake on Alan Hugo. Probably I'm not surprised there, because he was well and truly off the grass. But this is a little bit feisty battle, you could say, for P2 and 3 in this race, as there goes Alan Hugo past Poms, and I think Ben probably won't be too long before he gets past Poms as well. I think Poms just lets him go here, so he's not really fighting him here for position. So that's all well and good, as now TPRH looks like he's retired into the pits, so he's ended up, I think. This race is there's 6 corner cut, I believe, so got 6 seconds worth of time penalty, so going really well at the moment. As now back we go to the front now, as Alan Hugo sort of pushed Master Berserk a little bit wide there, but it did sort of compromise his run here through Maggots and Beckett. You can see how much pace that Ben's got compared to Alan here, and he gets the DRS here, which should help him. Obviously, Alan Hugo does not. It should be a fairly simple move around the outside, and quite easily right round the outside, and there you go, up into P5, which will obviously be P2, I think, later in the race once the other guys come into the pits. They're still battling away here going on, as Alan Hugo runs a little bit deep going into Brooklands there, but Ben does a little bit of a switchback and goes back up into, obviously, what I mentioned will be effectively P2 once a couple more guys come into the pits. But you see now, I think there's probably a few other guys coming into the pits. We were sort of, I was wondering where Neon Trito would come out in all of this, but you can see he's well and truly ahead of us at the current moment. So, yeah, just sort of playing it patiently now. Poms obviously now has finally come in. So, but you can see how much of well, you can see it's a bit of an undercut there, and how much time we've really gained on Poms, as that's actually Pres BC who's brought out the yellow flag. So, I'm not sure exactly what happened to him, but I think possibly he maybe got on the power a little bit too early or took the curbs, either or. He's now really lost momentum now as we run a little bit wider. We're starting to close in a little bit on Prez, but yeah, running wide at Stowe wasn't really going to help the cause. But get a 7th corner cut warning there as Master Berserk's now pitted. So he'll be blazingly quick come the end of the race. Blazingly quick, is that even a word? I don't even know. I may have just made that word up, but he'll be blazing basically come the end of the race here. As you can see, cut a few laps ahead, nothing really occurred there. We'll still hang on to the rear end of Prez, but you can see it didn't take long for Master Berserk to really catch up to the rear end here, and it probably won't be too long before he actually gets past me. So probably with the help of the DRS in front with Prez, it's really helping my cause here, but I think the goal here is just to try and get in front of Prez, so I could probably pull away a little bit and give myself a little bit of breathing room to Master Berserk behind. So here we go. Going to pick up the DRS now as we speak. So Prez is going to be pretty much a sitting duck. He sort of tries to break the slipstream here, but we're having none of that. And we go on the inside into Stowe. Fairly simple move we go, and but Prez not done with yet. I made him go the long way here just to see whether he could try, but no, he sort of backs out of it, and there you go. We're now up into P13. Next up is Penske. He's a bit a little bit further up the road, probably going into turn 1 now as we speak. So certainly doable in these last 7 odd laps, 7 odd laps. I'm not sure exactly how many laps distance it is, but Chimchar and Fens had a little bit of a moment there through Nuggets and Beckett's. Don't know whether that was a lag moment or not, but obviously Fens is well known for his internet issues, but a bit of a shame really for Chimchar. He's really showing some good pace and gets obviously a little broken front wing damage, but you probably saw then, I think we were up, but no, I can't remember what we were, but anyway, but you see Master Berserk sort of really starting to close in here, and he gets a much better run here. Look at that on the soft tyres here. So now Derek Kidd's out of the Grand Prix, so not sure exactly what's happened to him, whether he's crashed out or retired on track, I don't really know. But anyway, we're still sort of trying to hang on to the back here of Berserk, but I think it's pretty much going to be all in vain here. I think that was probably Prez having a little bit of a look up the inside there, but you just see the traction that Berserk's got. He's well and truly going to pull away here, chase after the next group of guys anyway up further up the road. So but it didn't really get too far away as we get another corner cut warning there, so we're up to 9 seconds worth of penalties. Quite easy to do around Britain, especially with the curves. As you can see, get another penalty there, a run very wide. Pretty much did what Neon did earlier, and I think Warden did the same. So and now we'll be back under attack here from Prez. Sort of just decided to let him go there a little bit, so just do his normal thing as a yellow flag. Something's happened here with my teammate, and I think it's Neon Trito. It looks like they've had it coming together. These guys are a little bit further up the road, as in Death Row and Neon. They're well and truly up the road, so definitely something's occurred there, because they're a lot more closer than what I was expecting. If we have a little look up the inside of the turn 1 on Prez, I'm not sure exactly if Death Row's got a front wing damage or not, but there's battling going on right, left and centre. Obviously Penske and Neon are going hard at it again, and obviously myself and Prez. So but now we've got the DRS here, and was worried a little bit what Death Row was going to do here, but you see now a little glimpse up the inside there on Prez, but no can do. Just sort of buying our time here. Penske's sort of starting to pull away here a little bit. He's obviously there's obviously a little bit of difference there as well, obviously, because I think the tyres are probably burnt out as well. For maybe Neon, I'm not sure exactly how much tyre life he got out once when he had that spin, but you can see Prez all over the rear end again of Neon. We're just trying to see if we can catch the slipstream here of Neon. We're actually getting closely here. But Prez trying it around the outside. He's going to have to use every bit of extension road there as he can. Whether he's got a legal overtake on that, well, I'm not sure. But have a little look up the inside here into Vale, but just braked a little bit too late, and obviously slammed into the back of Neon. So I do apologise about that one, Neon. That was definitely my fault there, but just one of the things I was trying to get past you as quickly as possible. That is corner cut number 10, I think, for this whole race. So yeah, literally all going swimmingly at the moment, but big getting into the points is pretty much a long shot here. I think we're just trying to see if we can finish up sort of thing in the mid-pack a little bit. So anyway, back on board we go. This was actually the replay on board, so this is on board with Neon. So you're obviously going right around the outside of Death Bro there. So there's contact between the two of them. And there's obviously given Neon front wing damage. I think it was Penske that had to take avoiding action there. And Master Berserk said thank you very much to all three spots there. So it's well and truly moving up the grid. This will probably explain it a little bit more on board with Penske. He was watching this brief behind here, and was a little bit of contact here. Oh, wow, he nearly got slammed into the back end of Neon Trito. But like I mentioned, there goes Berserk up the inside. Another spot for him, but very, very lucky. That could have ended badly for Penske there, but oh well, anyway, it is what it is. So now continuing on lap 24, I think we are.
Less than a seconds separate you. You're closing in by around 1.4 seconds a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:33.9. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Yeah, obviously that doesn't really help my cause there with time penalties. I was obviously trying to mention I was getting an update on the drive in front, but Neon runs wide again. That's probably the third time I think he's done that in the whole race. But
2.1 seconds.
now it sort of lets me go there, and well, probably had to let me go because he ran wide. But now up into P12. That's corner cut number 12 there. I might have missed 11. Corner cut number 11. I'm not sure, but another 3-second time penalty. So what are we up to? It's either 6 or 9, or 9 or 12 even. But anyway, I can't really remember exactly what happened to Neon there, but possibly I think he's come back into the pits again.
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Whether he's burned up those soft tyres a lot earlier, I don't really know, but you just see in the foreground there, as tyres look pretty okay for us at the moment. We should be able to make it home on these mediums, but there's battling going on in front here between Penske and Prez. You'll be able to see probably in the top left of your screen that the graphic keeps changing now and again. But these two keep battling like we did earlier with what was it, Neon and Poms. Then certainly it's doable to get a decent result. But I think we're about to now possibly start the final lap of the race. So
this is your final lap of the race.
Thank you, Jeff. That's confirmation. So but these two are literally still going side by side here. I think you're having a bit of a battle here. Sauber v Haas. But now Prez is still literally over the rear end here. Probably going to stay on board for the rest of this lap, and probably just get a little bit of an update here on in front.
The gap to the car ahead is 1.4 seconds. You're down 0.8 a lap. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 17 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:31.5. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Okay, so he's only got 3 seconds worth of penalties, so not boding well at the moment. We may have to settle for P13 in this race. DRC Jarrett has now won the race, so obviously that little drama with Ryan and TPRH probably definitely cost him. There's literally contact between these two going into Maggots and Beckett's. That is sort of risky, you could say, but it's allowing me to catch up to these guys massively here, so we might be able to get maybe a couple of spots here for the final, coming across the finishing line here, but trying to get a drive out here. Literally just going to have a dive up the inside here of Penske. Think about it, but not quite in the end. But Prez is going to finish up in P11, Penske in 12th. We're going to finish up in P13, but actually I think Penske got elevated a little bit because I think Prez had a lot more time penalties. Obviously I had 9 or 12 seconds worth of penalties. Can't really remember at this point, but Ben, Jesus. Do not do that on the last lap again, mate. Jesus. That could have ended badly, big time. And but anyway, there's your podium in the end. So obviously Ryan, Warden, I think, who was the other one? What am I thinking? That's AOR. Jared, Ryan, and the other, obviously Ben in P3. I'll get it right in a minute. I've been a lot tired recently, so I'm really struggling to get this voiceover done as quick as I can. But there's the final result. So it's Jared from Ryan and Ben. Alan Hugo finished up in P4. Missed exactly who was in P5 there, but you see where we are. I think we actually finished behind Palms for the win as well. Actually, yes, we did. So we finished in P14 because we had a lot more penalties than he did. So there's actually Exodona in P5. Warden, HO, Chimchar, Fens, and Penske actually gets into the top 10. So because he was the lucky bugger that didn't even get a single penalty. Lucky him. But as you can see now, there's probably going to be definitely a lot of warnings throughout this list. And it is quite a big list. Not going to lie. But we'll be able to see the championship standings as we speak. So I think gap may have come down a little bit to the top guys. I think it's, what was it, like 23 points or something or other. it's between like the 20 and it might be 22 to 23 points anyway. But Alan Hugo still hanging on there. I think he's about 35 behind. Where are we at the moment? We're still P13 somehow, but probably ignore the fact that it has DNS next to my name. It probably doesn't matter for the points table anyway. But I think it's sort of going to be rectified a little bit later on in this this championship anyway. But unfortunately, I forgot to get the constructors table as well. So yeah, that was my bad there. Apologies about that one. But I think Force India probably still leading the way at the moment. But yeah, it was certainly an interesting race. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more SRL APAC on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. Of course, all my social media links will be down in the description as always, and probably the links to the SRL website, the YouTube channel, and their Twitch channel, of course, with the live streams done by, as always, Mitchy950 and Owens 1503. So be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. every Friday night. But yeah, pretty much this was the last round actually before the Christmas New Year break. So basically, obviously, the next round is going to be Germany. So until then, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.